Hello，大家好，又到我哋英國節目嘅時間啦。今日又係由Nicholas 就介紹我哋個專業培訓師Minesh 同我哋傾下偈嘅。呢個時間又交翻俾 Nicholas 啦。
各位好啦，跟住落嚟咧，又由我哋喺英國嘅專業培訓師咧，Minesh 咧，同大家講解一下咧，關於喺培訓方面嘅心得。咁由於 Minesh 咧，佢唔識講廣東話啦，咁所以咧，跟住落嚟嘅節目咧，我哋全部咧都係用英文咧嚟到進行嘅。請大家用心聆聽。Hi Minesh, nice to see you again.
Nice to be here.
So in this coming episode, what you are going to tell us?
Well, in this episode, we're going to talk about mindset. So what mindset is, why it's so important, and how to use it to help you achieve more, become more successful, improve your health, career, everything.
Okay, I think for us, at least for me, mindset is something new. Okay. So could you elaborate what actually you mean by mindset?
Okay, so what mindset is it's your state of what your mind is set to. That's why it's called mindset. Meaning that if your mind is set to feeling negative, depressed, anxious, stressed, that is going to have an impact on your thinking, it's going to have an impact on your productivity, it's going to have an impact on your decisions. So if your mindset is wrong, then the rest of the things you do in life during the day, during the month, year, they will also be affected by the way you think. So if you wake up in the morning and you're in a bad mood, that's the worst kind of mood to be in because the rest of the day is going to behave just as badly. Nothing will go right for you. You'll get up, you'll probably be late, then you'll get stuck in traffic, you'll have a huge workload at work, and you'll think, why the heck is all this happening? But it's all down to the mindset you started with first thing in the morning. If you instead wake up with a good mood and you're feeling positive, you're feeling happy, then the rest of your day will also go very well. But for many of us, we just wake up, our mood is set by the way we were feeling the night before, because that doesn't change. If you were feeling bad the night before, you will wake up in the same state. It doesn't reset overnight. And so if you're feeling good in the morning, the rest of your day behaves in that state. But what if you don't wake up in a good mood? What can you do to improve that?
Yes, you're right. When you were talking, I was feeling, that, for example, in the morning, if you didn't sleep well the night before, and then, somebody, whether it's your son, your daughter, or your wife, staying in the toilet for a long time and didn't come out, so that your time's running out because got to be in the office in time. Correct. So how can you have the right mood or the right mindset then?
Correct. So things like that can affect how you feel first thing in the morning. But unless you change that, if you hold on to it, it will start affecting you and it will affect your day. Whether you want it to or not doesn't matter. It's what you've put in your mind. That's the processes that will continue until you change it. It's like, let's say you get into the car and you start driving down the motorway or the highway. And you're driving straight. There's exits on either side, but you don't take them, you just keep going straight. But you know that you need to take a particular exit to get to where you want to go. But if you're stuck on that one straight road and you don't decide to change, then you're going to end up in the wrong place. And this is what happens when you have the wrong mindset and you don't change it. If you don't change your mindset, your mind will then focus on the random things you've been thinking about for that day, the day before, the week before, any of your worries, something that's anxious for you, something that's making you feel overwhelmed. It doesn't matter what it is. If it's constantly going on in your mind, that is your mindset. That is what it's set to. And most of the time, what we're thinking of is random. It's just random things. If you sit down and say, okay, what am I thinking of most? I can guarantee you can't come up with anything because there is no most. Because your mind is thinking of this, then this, then this, then this, then this. That's why your mindset is so important. What is it you want to do for that day, for that month, for that year? Decide it first and then get your mind involved because, let's face it, everything you do starts with your thinking, your mind. Your mind controls you, your mind controls your body, your digestive system, your hearing, your sight, everything is controlled by your mind. So, isn't it a good idea to make sure your mind is fully programmed the way you want your life to be? You see, you feed your body every day with food. You look after your body. You bathe, you take the right vitamins, you exercise, you do all that. How much do you do for your mind? Very little. You may read, say some self-help books or something like that. But apart from that, there's very little that you actually do for your mind. But until you do so, nothing will change. You'll just carry on with the same thinking. And until that changes, your program doesn't change, and neither does what it is that you're trying to accomplish.
So, Minesh, as such, how can we do that? How can we adjust or set up the mind so that we can be able to do what we should do?
Okay, the main thing is when you go to bed, just before you go to bed, think to yourself, how do I feel? Do I feel good? Do I feel bad? Do I feel anxious, overwhelmed, stressed? If you're feeling any of the negative aspects of life, then you need to change it before you go to sleep. Because number one, it's going to affect your sleep. You're not going to get a good night's sleep. You're not going to get into that REM sleep where you're in a deep state of sleep. And that's what your body needs to do all the work it does overnight. So that's the first thing. You have to make sure you're in a good mood. So what can you do? All right, you could sit down, maybe watch a comedy, make you laugh, make you feel better. Or maybe read a book that you enjoy. Maybe listen to your favorite music. Anything that makes you feel good before you go to sleep. So then, when you wake up in the morning, you wake up in a good mood.
And I think it's a nasty question, Minesh.
Go on.
And what if, you do have a good mood before you go to bed. However, the another half that you meet in bed will upset you.
Right.
So what happened then?
Okay, if that's the case, what you have to do is, it's quite simple. You have a...
Change it.
Yes. The thing is, you have the ability to make decisions. So you can decide, yes, I'm going to carry on thinking these bad thoughts and feeling these bad emotions. Or you can decide, no, I'm not going to let this ruin my mood. But keeping the same thoughts is easy. Changing them is the difficult part. But if you want to change your life, the way you experience it, your successes, your achievements, you have to put that little effort in to change your mindset. Otherwise, nothing changes. You'll stay exactly the same.
But my interpretation of change is change your partner.
Okay, most of the time that's not possible, okay? So you have to change you.
Okay.
Because everybody, one thing you have to understand is other people are never the problem. It's your perception of that person.
Okay.
So, for instance, if you go and watch a film, all right, and we both go and watch the same film, then we come back and you say that film was brilliant, but I say no, that film was rubbish. It's absolutely rubbish, and you say no, it's brilliant. Now, was it the film that's changed, or is it our perception? It's just our perception. of that situation, the environment, what we've seen, heard, and felt, that's what's changed. And it's different for everybody. So you might think it's a brilliant film, but I might think, no, it's rubbish. But it's just our perception. And it's the same way with life. Every situation is neutral. There is no positive or negative. It's your perception that determines whether something is positive or negative. So you could take something that you've heard and think, that was really bad. Or you can take something that you've heard and think, I don't care, put it away. I'm going to be in a good mood. But it's your state, your mind state, that depends on how you decide to feel. No one makes you feel like that. They're just words, nothing else. Someone could say something rude to you, but unless you actually think, yeah, maybe they're right, then it affects you. If you just ignore it, it can't affect you. So it's your decision, your perception of what's going on in your environment that determines whether you feel good or feel bad last thing at night.
And what if, in fact, that in some cases, I do have some friends that they have some family issues. For example, a friend of mine got a son that's on drugs.
Right.
And it seems it's kind of difficult, to change. So as such, how can my friend be on a good mindset?
It's, again, this is perception.
Yeah.
All right. So your friend is worried that his son is on drugs. Okay?
He is.
Right. If he's worried, does that stop his son being on drugs? No.
No.
Does it change the situation? No.
No.
So being worried, yeah, you can worry all you want, but it doesn't help the situation. If it did, you could all get together as a family and all worry together and it will work. But that's not how life works. Worrying only affects you. It doesn't affect anybody else. And so it ruins your day, it ruins your ability to concentrate, ruins your attention, and everything else for that matter, including your health if you overdo it. So worrying about something isn't going to help. Instead, you should think about, okay, how can I find a solution to this? Use your mind. Your mind is there to give you answers. But unless your mindset is correct, in this case, your mindset is fixed on worrying about a situation. That's not going to fix the problem. You need to be thinking of what's the solution to this situation. Then your mind will start giving you answers to that. Right now you're thinking, oh, this is really bad. This is really bad. This is really bad. So your mind just keeps showing you, yes, it is really bad. Look, this is happening. This is happening. And so your mindset is completely wrong to get the answers you're looking for. Unless you change, your life can't change. You have to understand that.
Yes, makes sense. Yes. So, okay, going back to mindset. So, yes, you just told us the importance of a good way, to set up a mind. But how can it help us in our life?
Okay. Mindset, when you change what you think on your state of mind, the rest of what you will do for that day, that month, year, etc. also changes. Because until you change, nothing else outside of you changes. There's a saying that your inner world is a reflection of your outer world. So whatever happens on the outside happens first on the inside, i.e. your mind. So whatever you have fed your mind, you will actually experience as reality in your life, good or bad. It's like, let's say you have two dogs. One you feed more than the other. Which dog will get bigger? The one you feed.
Yep.
Right? Now, it's the same with your mindset. If you feed your mind with a lot of negativity, the negativity will get bigger and start affecting your life negatively. if you feed your mind positivity, the positivity will get bigger and affect your life positively. And this is why mindset is so important. Don't just allow random thoughts and random events to dictate how you think. Actually use your attention and deliberately think of what you want to happen. So for instance, every morning I will wake up, I get up at 5 o'clock every morning, have done for close to 17 years, and I meditate. And then at the last part of my meditation, I will think about how I want my day to go for that day. So I'll know what I need to do for that day, and I will think about, okay, this is what I want to happen. So I put myself in a good mood that this is the way my day is going to go. 99.9% of the time, my day goes exactly like that. Why? Because I have the right mindset. I've told my mind this is what I want, and so then it controls me to do everything the right way. What generally people do is they wake up and they just go through their routine, they brush their teeth, shower, breakfast, this, that, the other. It's all unconscious. They're not thinking. They're thinking of random things. Something that's happened in the news, something they read in the newspaper. Maybe they've heard something on the radio, something that's, their family, the kids are late or you're late and there's a bit of running around. That's all going around in your mind. Not what you should be thinking of how you want your day to go. By that time, you're probably frustrated, you're overwhelmed, and now you're going to take that to work. How is your day going to go now? It's not going to go well. And you'll notice that things will start happening at work that will make you more frustrated, more tired. And it's not because that's what it is, it's because your mindset is like that, so your life will simply be like that. It won't change until you do. So this is why having the right mindset, knowing what you want to do or have on that day, let's just start with the day before you start going into weeks and months and years. Set your day first, get your day right. Then you can move on to having bigger goals, saying, okay, in a few months I want to have this or whatever. Until then, you shouldn't really have goals to set because you can't control them. You have to learn to control a day. Then you move on to the next.
Yes, make perfect sense. So how can we do it then? We understand from you all the benefits that we'll get, when we have a proper mind setting. But how to do it?
Well, like I've explained, sit down, nice quiet place, just at any time. But do this in the morning, ideally.
Okay.
Sit down, close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, just relax yourself, and then think about how you want your day to go.
Yeah.
Not how it normally goes. Normally it's probably chaotic and stressful and all that. Forget all of that. Imagine you had a reset button. You can reset everything, and now it's, okay, how do I want my day to go? All right, I want it to go like this. And go through every aspect of your day in your mind that, okay, then I'll do this, then this, then this, and this, and see it working out perfectly. And do that 3-4 times, loop your day 3-4 times, the ideal day.
Okay.
And then say, sort this out for me. And then take a deep breath and just start your day. And that's it. And you'll notice just doing that, do that for 1 week, 7 days, and notice what happens. You'll literally contact me in the comments and say, this worked.
Very good. Meaning that, if I can explain like this, it's just like taking a shower to our mind,
Yes.
to make it fresh.
Yeah.
And number 2 is how to plan your day
Yeah.
in the way it should be.
Yes.
Okay. And do it again and again
Yes.
every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
It's how you learn. If you go to school, you learn your alphabet, the numbers. How do they make you learn it? By repeating it over and over. And that's what creates a habit. And so, if you repeat your day, how you want your day to go over and over, your mind thinks, this is a habit that they want. And so it will start to create that every single day. And you'll end up doing the right things no matter what's going on around you. So things could be chaotic, things could be, other people, in the family or even at work, your colleagues, they may be overwhelmed, anxious, this, that, but you're just completely fine. And everything's just working out for you. Why? Because you've planned your day and your mind is working everything out. That's why mindset is so important.
Okay, Minesh, I think as such, we understand what we can at least try for a week or so.
Yeah.
So I can imagine that, sometime next week, perhaps during this period, we can receive some comments.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so that we can be able to know when our audience, learn about this from you, whether it's a success experience or there are areas to improve,
Yeah.
or there are rooms they're not clear.
Sure.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
And so that's what we said. Try for a week and see what happened to you. And if you have any comments, suggestions, questions, write to us in the comment section. By the way, if you have any comments, questions, or queries, if you want to write down in Chinese, please do so, or Cantonese. I can do the translation to Minesh. And then, we can answer your queries or questions either in English, and if you prefer, I can do it in Cantonese for you.